Hi, this is Alison. We're back to show you how to join the shoulder seams together. All right, with nice seamless shoulder seams. So I'm going to do one on this side, but I'm going to do it with a different coloured yarn. Now, when I come to do the shoulders, I always like to make sure I find the casting off stitch. So there's the first one I've just put in, and then we're going to carry on from, that's where you carry on from. All right, and the same over here. There's this first one, and then your second one there. Rightio. Now, when I do start, I don't put a knot, and I don't take the whole thing, all the yarn through on this part. What I do to start with is I come up through where I've got the marker there, and then I leave a nice long tail like that. I then can take out that marker, and then this one on this side, all right, I come up through as well, and I can take that marker out. So there we go. That's just going to bring those back together. Oh, let's get rid of that yarn there. All right, now when I carry on across, I finish my shoulder, and then I'll come back and show you how to finish this side off as well. So now we're coming across, and we're going to go down into where we've come out of, and we're going to pick up the V part of the stitch. And then we're going to come over here and go back down the hole that we came out of, and we're going to pick up into the V of that one and just gently pull it together. So again, down into the V and pick it up, and the same with the next one. Right there. And then, so see how I'm not pulling too tight? I'm having a little bit of tension, but not too much. So we've come out of that hole there, so we're going to pick up the next one. And as you can see, that's your V in here, and these are the V's that I'm picking up on the other side that we're going through. And what's happening is we're making our stitch. So out, we've come out of here, and now we're going to go across and bring that one in. I'm going to go across, do that, and the same on the next one. That's come out of there. Now you'll think that there's a bit of gap there, but don't panic. When you lie it down and you play around with it a little bit, it'll come right. So now we're going to go across this one here and across that one. All right. So that's your last stitch on your first row when you've cast off, and this is your next row up here. So you've got a little bit of a gap. So you've got to make sure that you're going to come into that stitch on your last one on there, and it'll be the first stitch on this side, and that will help bring that together. And then we're going to go back down and pick up that stitch and that one together. And then back over to here. And into that first stitch there, and into that one. And picking up that one there. And finishing off there. All right, last one on this side, and picking up those two, and then back down and pick up those two. That's where I've got these to show that this is the last stitch that we have to pick up, and then the same on this side, and I've put a marker on that one to show that that's the last stitch on this side that we have to pick up. Now, as you can see, that one there is slightly different because that is our going from one side to another. All right, so just as I've just tightened up and released one side, it just gives you that little bit more of an angle, but it's still trying to keep that same look all the way through. Now you don't want to tighten your stitches up too much, otherwise they're not going to look the same and you're going to have a ridge going across. All right, so just keep an eye on that, and if you're not sure when you're doing your garment that you've spent a lot of time doing, try it on another piece of wool, little sample that you've done together, just like what I've done, and then try it with another color so you can see where you're going. All right, and this will make it nice and flat, and so it's nice and flat on the other side. And there's no bulk, and that's where I was saying about my stepping up from one cast off row to the next cast off row, and that also is flat. All right, there's no big huge bumps in that. All right, so that's the sewing of your shoulder seam. All right, thanks.